So what we have done yesterday is we have created info area and info object catalog in the BW system, right? In the BW system through GUI. Okay, and as I told you that we will be not able to create info objects. We will be not able to create info objects through GUI on HANA database. On HANA database. Okay. In that case, we have to go and create through HANA Studio. We have to create info objects through HANA Studio. That is what we have done yesterday. We have created yesterday, right? So we have created the info objects, customer ID, product ID, vendor ID, price, quantity, and revenue. Price, quantity, and revenue. Okay. So that is what we have created yesterday. So what is my data flow? Okay. So I'll just give the step by step what all we have to do, and then we'll try to create one by one. Okay. So I'll give the main points. I won't go in much detail. When you are doing the creation, then we'll go into much detail. So first step is create info area. That is your first step. Then create info object catalog. Okay. Catalog. Then create info objects. Info objects. Then create application component. That is nothing but your folder again. Then create data source. That is nothing but your CSA. Right? Then create info cube. Create transformation. Okay. Then create info package. Then create DTP, data transfer process. These are the 9 steps we had to perform in order to create our pipeline. So yesterday we have created info area, and then we also created info object catalog, and then we also have created info objects. Info objects. Now I want to create an application component. What is the application component? What we have discussed yesterday in the previous class when we are talking about the theoretical, right? So at that time we said that I may be having the different modules. Like I said, we have different modules: SD, MM, PP, HR, FI, right? We have different modules here. So each module may have some set of data sources. Say in here, I have say 8 data sources. In MM, I have 10 data sources. In PP, say I have 7 data sources. Okay. In HR, I have 20 data sources. Means if I create everything at one place, how do you know that which data source belongs to which module? Which data source belongs to which module? So what we are saying is, in order to segregate that, we will create a folder. We will create a folder which is known as application component. We'll create a folder for SD. Here we'll create all the data sources for SD. The same way, I'll create another application component for MM. And all the data sources which belongs to MM, I'll create under that folder. Okay. In the same way, PP, HR, and FI. So application component is nothing but a folder. Application component is nothing but a folder where you can create your data sources. Okay, fine. So let me log on to the system. So first I will connect to my remote system, that is MSTSC. Okay. Then same. Yesterday we have discussed these points. Okay. So provide your IP address and click on connect. If you are working for the first time, then it will ask you to enter the user ID which has been provided by Mahesh, and then password and password, and click on enter. Okay, fine. So this is my remote desktop which I have to connect and work, right? So this is my SAP GUI. This is my SAP GUI. As I told you, we have to connect. If you want to work with the 7.x version, then we have to connect to the system BW HANA, where your SID is BWH, where your SID is BWH, and your group server name is BW HANA, BW HANA. Double click on that, provide your user ID and password. Okay, provide your user ID and password. Now, so what we have to do now, we have already created our info objects, info area, info object catalogs. Now I have to create my application component, where we have to create application component for your data source. So RSA1 modeling data source, select the top node data source here, right click, say application component, click on create application component. Z Tara underscore application component underscore 13. Okay, application component, provide your technical name, password. Because this is a folder, there is no need to activate it. There is no need to activate it. Okay, once you create your data source, you can, I mean application component, you can find it your application component over here. Okay, fine. Now what I have to do, I have to create my data source. I have to create my data source. So go to your source system. Go to your source system. So what is our task, guys? From where we are getting the data? From where we are loading the data?
Flat file.
What is your task? From where we are loading the data?
Flat file.
Right? Our source is flat file. So
Yes.
here the source system, in the source system, okay, RSA1 modeling, under modeling, you click on this source system, okay, select your source system, and here you can find your file. These are all your different source systems we are connected to the system. These are all your different source systems which are connected to the BW system. Okay, now what is my requirement? I have to load the data from flat file to my info cube. So select the flat file, drill down. In real time, guys, you will not see these many source systems. See, Sorry guys, I think it got disconnected. Okay, you guys can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to connect to the system. Okay, so what I'm saying is, once you log on to your BW system, okay, here under source system, left hand side under modeling, you have a source system. So this is a place where there is all the systems which are connected to you. This particular BW system, you can find it over here. Okay, so these are your different systems. We won't create anything here, guys. Okay, we won't create these things. This is the work of a basis guy. This is the work of the basis guy. He will create all these system connectivities. We need not to worry about that. Okay, fine. So this flat file, okay, these here you can see these many flat files, but in the real time you will not have these many flat files. You'll have only one, because this is a training system. Everybody started creating their own flat file. That is the reason you are able to see over here. Okay, so fine. So I'll use any one of these. Okay, so select your source system, double click on that. Select your source system, double click on that. It will take you to the data source screen. See, here I am into source system, and now select your source system, double click on that. See, it will take you to the data source screen. Okay, fine. So already we have created an application component. So select your application component and create data source. So let's write down the steps here. Okay, so what is the steps here? We have to create.
Sir, are you recording the session?
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay.
Okay, so what is the step? First step today is create application component. Okay, how do you do this? RSA1 modeling data source. Okay, select the top node data source, right click, create application component. Okay, fine.